Is the board clear? Are you able to see it? Yeah, next one is physics class, right? Yes, you can read your NCRT. It's not a problem. Reproduction in zygomycetes, we have completed it already. Yeah, we have done. So now we will be moving to the next part. Ascomycetes today. You can start reading your NCRT textbook. Tomorrow it is chemistry, bio, max. This is for tomorrow. I'm sort of overwhelmed, I should say. Most probably, like we would like we are like kind of setting up some batches. So once that batch is like kind of frozen, like you'll have a common timetable. So some more batches are being added up, some more batches are split up. So because of that, there is some change in timings and schedules. Otherwise, it would be the same thing. So we will start with the biology class, ascomycetes. The word asco means sac. The word mycetes means fungi. The word mycetes means fungi. So you can call this as ascomycetes also. That CE is pronounced as KE. Okay, this will include yeast, and then you will get blue molds, green molds are all part of this family. It is a large group with 30,000 species. They are advanced in comparison. Yeast alone is not unicellular. Some of these things, like some of the versions of yeast, you have something called as candida. So this is also yeast only. We call them as yeast. Yeast is like a common name mostly. Candida is one thing, and Saccharomyces is another thing. Saccharomyces is what we commonly call it as yeast. Candida is one more type of yeast. So these are all like we call it as unicellular organisms. Okay, they are advanced compared to Zygomyces and Oomycetes. Okay, they are mostly saprotrophs or parasites. The hyphae is septated with the pore. Which means in this group, you will be able to see the hypha will be like this. But you will see that in between there is a opening. This opening is called as a pore. Okay. Yes, they are multicellular. Ascomycetes will include unicellular also as well as multicellular also. Okay. So these are all like ascomycetes. Okay, this is what we call it as blue moles. Okay. So you see, these are all parasitic. They will grow on plants and then they will try to eat it. They will affect. Okay, so this is what is fungi. So we call them as the blue moles. Okay. Candida is a fungus. Okay, it is like kind of a fungus which is like seen in your tongue and all. Like this will cause lots of skin diseases for us. Okay, so whenever you have the skin disease, you will have the skin disease. This candida will be there. Okay, so candida is also called as yeast. So they will be growing on structures. Okay, so if you're seeing candida, if you're seeing, this is the structure of candida. So this is how it will be looking like. So this is the hyphae, and this is like kind of the sporangium, and then like you are able to see a conidia kind of structure here. Okay, this is a conidia. This is what we call it as candida. Okay. Ascomycetes will include penicillium. Yes, true. You are able to see septate. These are all septate. You are able to see the septum, but septum is having what? It is having a pore, an opening. So you are able to see a septum. At the same time, there is a small opening which is allowing movement of particles. Okay. So this is what is ascomycetes. You have asexual reproduction. If you're talking about the asexual reproduction, it is through conidia. Conidiospores are produced. Okay. So what is the difference between sporangium and conidia? I am just going to explain. So please listen. So first let us try to understand what is conidia. So I have a structure like this on which the spores are arranged on top of it like a chain. Yes, Nisarga, what you're saying is correct. Okay, so you are able to see this kind of growth. So this is what we call it as conidia. Conidia is not covered by any wall. So this one individual unit is called as conidiospore. Conidiophore. Inside that thing, you will have some spores. So those are called as the spores. So what will happen is this conidiospore will break open and it will disperse. And when it is falling on a particular substrate, it will start to grow on as a fungus. Okay, so you will be seeing this kind of structure. This kind of thing will be there. So this is what is the case. Okay, so this is conidia. The next thing that you should know is you have something called as sporangia. Sporangia is not seen here. The sporangium will have a bulb-like structure. And inside the structure, you will be able to see the spores. Conidiophore is a structure which is holding that spores. Okay, sorry, wait a minute. This is conidiospores. So this structure is called as conidiophore. Conidiophore holds conidia. Inside this conidia, you have the spores. Okay, so this is the structure. So this one is similarly, you will have sporangios. It is holding this structure. This is sporangia. And this one is sporangiospore. Okay, so this is the difference. Okay, have we done? Okay, so basically what is that you have to understand this. In sac fungi, only conidiospores are produced. Okay, This is just this is not part of this thing, but just to explain, I have told it. Okay. You should know what is the difference between conidia and sporangia. So in order to trying to tell what is the difference between spore and fore, this is what I have given it here as a diagram. You please see this diagram, you will be able to understand. Conidiophore is a structure on top of which conidia is placed. You see, this is conidiophore. This is a structure. On top of it, what is placed? This conidia spores are placed. Okay. So similarly, you see this is sporangiophore, is a holding structure on which sporangium is placed. Inside the sporangium, you have sporangiospores. Okay, spore is the propagating substance. The word spore indicates it is the propagating substance. The word fore is indicating it is the holding structure. Are we understanding? Okay, someone is asking me what is the difference between hypha and thing. Listen here, please understand that the fungi will be like growing underneath a substrate. So underneath the substrate, it will try to leave lots of roots like structures. It will be like kind of a network. It will be like kind of a networking filament kind of thing. These filaments together, we call them as mycelium. In that, the individual structures, these individual structures that you're seeing are all called as hypha. Okay. Suppose if this is going to become reproductive in nature, okay, when this mycelium will grow underneath, this is vegetative growth. So whenever it is going to reproduce, in such case, it will try to produce some hypha like this outside, which will hold a blob-like structure. Collection of hypha is called as mycelium, correct? Okay, or sometimes it can kind of hold a structure which is like kind of a, not a blob, but it will try to hold conidia. Here, this structure which is going to hold the conidia is called as conidiophore. Here it is a sporangia. So this is called as a sporangiophore. This part is called as sporangium. This part is called as conidia. The individual unit of this is called as conidiospore. Inside this thing, you will have some structures. Those structures are called as sporangiospore. Okay. The fungi will not have both. I'm just trying to tell you the distinction. These are reproductive structures. The fungi will either have a conidia or it will have a sporangia. It will not have both. But these are structures which are concerned with the reproduction. When we are talking about mycelium, mycelium is making this thing. Even a sporangia will be made up of mycelium only. Even the conidia will be made up of mycelium only. The plant body. Okay, you just imagine like this. I will give you a good example. Okay, you talk about a tree. If you're talking about a tree, you are having a fruit. What is the fruit made up of? Fruit is made up of cells. What is the tree made up of? Tree is also made up of cells. Hypha and mycelium is like cells. Okay. The sporangia and conidia is like fruits. Are we able to understand? The mycelium, full mycelium is like kind of water. Hypha is cell. Mycelium is plant body. Sporangium or conidia is like fruit. Are you able to understand? So basically you have okay, so this is what is the comparison. So if you are going to compare this thing, you will be able to study this thing. All my lectures are not available in NCERT. NCERT, it will have a very basic information. Are we able to understand the correlation? Okay. So basically hypha will make mycelium. Mycelium will have some special type of areas, regions which are called as what? Fruiting bodies which are called as sporangiophore or conidiophore. This is a vegetative reproductive structure. So the next one is sexual reproduction. Okay, so you will have, wait, let me show you the diagram so that it is easy. Okay, so you should be able to see this diagram now. Okay, what you are seeing here is, let us start with this diagram 1. You have diagram 1. You just see this diagram. You are able to see two distinct types of fungi. One is having a blue dot and the other one is having a red dot. Okay, let us say that one of them is male and the other one is female. Ascogonium is usually female. Antheridium is usually male. Okay, you have an antheridium which is male and you have ascogonium which is female, and you are able to see that it is producing some structures, that holding structures are together by means of a conjugation channel. You are able to see this conjugation channel here. You are able to see the small conjugation channel, and then what is happening, the cells or nucleus from the antheridium has come into this particular part. Not just cells, the plasma is also coming. So that process is what we call it as plasmogamy. Plasmogamy means it is fusing. Okay. So the moment this plasmogamy is there, you are having a structure. This is like kind of fused now. Okay. In this case, what will happen? You will have two nucleus in each thing. So this has fused. So then it is entering into the third phase. Then you have the fourth phase. You are able to see something called as a ascus. The plant body is producing something called as a ascus. Plasmogamy means plasma alone is fusing. Nucleus is not fusing. Only what is fusing? Plasma alone is fusing. And you are able to see a phase which is called as a dikaryotic phase. Dikaryotic means what? Two nucleus is there together. Okay. This is just see here. This is how the full organism will look like. Okay. This is how the full organism will look, in which you will see the dikaryotic hyphae. Okay. So then after this thing, what is happening is this ascus is formed. Dikaryotic ascus. Okay. Dikaryotic means two nucleus is there. And then what will happen is it will fuse. And then finally what will happen is meiosis will happen. After meiosis is happening, 4 haploid nuclei will be formed. Okay. And this structure will be producing something called as ascospore. And each of this ascospore will germinate into mycelia. Okay. So if you are expecting me to explain, so you have two different types of body. One is like say, which is having like this. The other one body was like this. So let us say that this was all yellow color, one part. And the other one was all green color, which is another thing. What is happening? Now these two things are fusing. There is a small bridge-like structure which is coming. And things from here are moving there. And ultimately resulting in this is called as the one which is moving is called as antheridium. This part is called as antheridium. This part is called as ascogonium. Okay. So please listen. After that, you will understand it. So this will be like kind of like moving here. Okay. So what has happened? The plasma has gone and then it has fused. Okay. So once it has fused, this structure, this movement is called as plasmogamy. The one which is moving is always considered to be male. The one which is not moving is always considered to be female. Okay. The one antheridium, the word anther itself should indicate that it is. Okay, the word antheridium is male, ascogonium is female. So now this has moved and plasmogamy has happened. So now what will happen? This is like kind of producing a structure like this. This was haploid. This was haploid. Now it is producing a fused structure. A new structure is produced, a diploid cell. This is called as a dikaryon phase. Dikaryon means two nucleus. Okay, so two nucleus are fused together and this is called as ascus. So this is the structure that you are able to see here. This structure, this ascus is dikaryotic. What is the meaning of dikaryotic? It is having two nucleus fused together. That is what is there. This that is becoming a diploid nucleus. This dikaryotic phase is first two nucleuses are there, then nuclear fusion has happened. Okay, and then what is happening? Meiosis is happening in the ascus. Yes, it is similar to what is happening in sex like conjugation, same way. So in this ascus, what is happening is now meiosis has happened. One nucleus might have split into 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 nucleus. Okay, let us say that if there are 5 nucleus here, how many will be there? 20 nucleus will be there, because each one nucleus will divide into 4 haploid structures. Whatever be the number here, it is diploid 2n. Here this will be n. Here if it is 1 is there, here 4 haploid cells will be formed. Here in this diagram I have drawn 5 2n structures. So which means in this case how many will be there? 20 structures will be formed. Okay, like that 20 structures will be formed. And ultimately what is happening after this structure is happening, after meiosis is happening, some more rounds of mitosis is happening. Okay, so what will happen is the ascospores are formed. So whatever is formed here after meiosis, some rounds of mitosis will happen. And what will happen? Ascospore will disperse. So these spores are called as ascospores. Okay, so they will start to disperse, and when they are dispersing and they are germinating, they will form the new organism, mycelia. Are we guys able to understand? Okay, the first thing that you should know is, like, let us say that this is happening all in the underground. There is one kind of mycelium like this. Let us say that there is one more kind of mycelia which is like growing nearby. These two things are coming together. Okay, if I'm going to zoom this area and see, you will see this thing where okay, one of them is considered to be male. The one which is male is called as antheridium. The other one is called as ascogonium. Okay, after these two things are fusing together, only the female structure is there, which is having this dikaryon. So that dikaryon holding structure is what we call it as ascocarp. The word carp is indicating it is part of the fruit. Okay, before fusion happens, fruit does not form. Okay, Before, before the fusion happens, fruit does not form. The fruit will form only after fusion has happened. Initially, what was called as antheridium and what was called as ascogonium are two distinct structures. After antheridium comes and fuses with ascogonium, the ascogonium becomes what we call it as ascocarp. Are we guys able to understand? Which means antheridium is male part. Let us say you don't have a male and female fungi. Okay. Just that we are, in order to distinguish them, we are trying to study this way. Antheridium is the part which is moving. Ascogonium is the part which is receiving. Once it is receiving, the part of ascogonium is called as what? Ascocarp, because that is what is going to produce the seed. Anything which is going to produce the spore, the final spore, which is called as ascospore, is called as ascocarp. Ascocarp is like a fruit kind of body. Okay, if you are seeing here in this diagram, this is antheridium ascogonium. But the moment that both have fused, this is called as ascus. This ascus is ascocarp. This you see the structure itself, you will be able to distinguish them. So here I have drawn it as different way. I have used a yellow color, and here it is like a dark orangish brownish shade. So this is this orangish brownish shade that you are seeing here is the ascocarp. This is the this is the initial structures. This ascocarp only will hold what? It will hold only the ascospores. The ascospores, when they are germinating, they will form the mycelia again. Are we clear, children? All of you? Okay. So now if you want, you take down this diagram so that way it will become better. This ascocarp is what we call it as a sac. Okay. So where is the, which is the sac? We call this as the sac. Which is the sac fungi? Because this ascus is formed, no, this ascocarpus will look like a sac. Even the fungi you see, this one also you see the main body. The main body also you will be able to see like a cup-like structure. This cup-like structure is sac-like structure. Okay. Okay, now what we will do is we'll try to take some time to study about yeast alone. Okay, so we need to study more about yeast. Yes, usually after the ascospore is formed, the two parents will detach. And usually the male parent, this part will die. This will die. This also, when the cup-like structure is formed, this will die. And only after this germination, new plants will start to come. Yeast is the one-celled ascomycetes. Okay. So what you need to understand is you need to understand that yeast is like kind of one-celled, yet we call it as ascomycetes. Why? Because whenever there is an unfavorable condition, what will happen is yeast will have a small structure formed which is called as ascus. There is nothing called as, it is a single cell, that's all. That is what we call it as yeast. Yeast will have only one cell. Okay. So normally it will reproduce by budding. So say for example, this is yeast one cell. What will happen is it will start to form a small bud. Then after some time, what will happen is the bud will start to grow. And after some time, you will be able to see that two cells are formed like this. Okay. And then after some time, you will see that this part is producing some kind of bud. And then this bud will also try to grow. So like this, what you will see is you will see like this budding process will happen. They will not usually get detached. It will try to form a long chain like structure. Okay. It will try to form a long chain structure. So that will be like kind of formed. So what will you see? So this is the normal structure. But whenever unfavorable conditions happen, what will happen is this yeast will produce a thick wall structure which is called as ascus, in which you will have, it will undergo meiosis and it will try to produce spores. Okay, so that will happen. Just a second, hold on. One minute, 1 minute. Okay, so what happens during sexual reproduction? There will be one yeast and there will be another yeast which is haploid. These two things will fuse. Okay, and it will show two nucleus. This is plasmogamy phase. Followed by, it will try to fuse further to form one nucleus, which is the karyogamy phase. And then followed by karyogamy, it will try to show meiosis, and it will try to produce 4 haploid cells. And after that, it will undergo 1 round of mitosis, and it will form 8. And then this 8 will disperse to form this. Okay. So what you're seeing here is you're seeing almost all the stages that you see in ASCO-CAR. So here you're able to see this plasmogamy and then followed by karyogamy. So let us say that this is one category, and let us say this is another one. So now you will have, after this fusion, let us say that it has formed some new variety. And after this thing, let us say that it has produced 2 things. So here now this becomes 1, 2, 3, 4. Let us say 1, 2, 3. Like this it will happen, and this particular thing is there. Okay. So ascus is formed only during unfavorable condition. Yes. So normally during favorable conditions, it will try to produce through budding. But whenever unfavorable condition is there, it will go for sexual reproduction. Here this parent is haploid. After plasmogamy and karyogamy, this becomes diploid. And after meiosis, it becomes haploid again. And then it is dispersing. Are we able to understand? Since this kind of reproduction is seen, yeast is considered to be what? Will be taken into category of ascomycetes, because this cell is considered to be ascocarp. Are we understanding? I told this is only under unfavorable conditions. Yes. Unavailability of food resources, unavailability of water. Okay. Unfavorable means where some kind of oxygen demand is like oxygen is available, yeast is anaerobic. So oxygen is available, it is unfavorable. So like that, it can be anything. Anything which is not suitable for living, for yeast. Okay, so with this thing, this is over. We will then move on to basidiomycetes. This is club fungi. They are the most advanced fungi. Over 25,000 species are there. They have a club shape. Structure. First, mushroom. The normal mushroom is basidiomycetes. Okay, so let me show the picture so that you will understand. Okay, so these are all what we call it as basidiomycetes. This is called as a bracket fungi. You will have something called as earth star, something which look like a coral is there. Okay, so what is a club? This long stick-like structure is called as a club. Whenever you see a club, what is the club? Club is something which they used to beat it. Okay, this is not the clubs that you see it in terms of your cards. It is like something like this. This is what we call it as a club shape. On top of it, you have a cap-like structure. So this long stick-like structure is what we call it as a club. So since they are having that long stick-like structures, we call them as club fungi. So these are all like different types, like a golf club. Yes, exactly. Okay, so here you are able to see this long stick-like structure. So these are all what we call it as basidiomycetes. They will show asexual as well as sexual. We'll study about it tomorrow. Okay. So just see, and then you can copy down the things. This slide, you can take it down. I will show you all the slides once. So you can copy it down. Slide 1. Slide 2. Slide 3. Slide 4. Puffball and toadstools I showed you yesterday or day before yesterday when I started fungus. Please search it in Google yourself. Fifth one. Sixth one. Seventh one. Eighth one. Okay. So with this thing, this is over. This class is over. Tomorrow we'll continue with the chapter. Most probably by Friday we should complete this chapter. Okay. Thank you, children.